feel me? And the king saw the part of the hand that wrote. Then the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, that the so that the joints of his loins were loose, and his knees stood one amongst another. He was shook. He was shook. He was shook because the Lord revealed a sign, and so and he didn't understand what was being written. Words were being written, and he couldn't interpret those words. So he was shook because it was something that was out of his control. He couldn't control it. He couldn't. You know what I mean? He was just shook. It says. Then the king. Verse 7. The king cried aloud to bring in the astrologers, the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers. And the king spoke and said to the wise men of Babylon, Whosoever shall read this writing, and show me the interpretation thereof, shall be clothed with scarlet, and have a chain of gold about his neck, and shall be the third ruler in the kingdom. So now he's trying to figure out, he's asking for all his wise men in his kingdom, hey man, can someone please help me out, man? I don't know what this message means. A message was sent to me. What's going on? Verse 8. Then came all the king's wise men, but they could not read the writing, nor make known to the king the interpretation thereof. Then was King Belshazzar greatly troubled, and his countenance was changed in him, and his lords were astounded. Verse 10. Now the queen, by reason of the words of the king and his lords, came unto the banquet house, and the queen spoke and said, O king, live forever. Let not thy thoughts trouble thee, nor thy countenance be changed. There is a man in your kingdom, in whom is the spirit of the holy gods, and in the days of your father light and understanding and wisdom, like the wisdom of the gods, were found in him. They're talking about Daniel. She's telling the king, like, yo, chill, we have a solution. There's still hope. We can figure, there's someone who actually has the potential to figure this out. He has the reputation of following his God, which is the God of Israel, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. You feel me? And then it says verse 11, there is a man in your kingdom, all wisdom, and was found, and there was a man in your kingdom in whom is the spirit of the holy gods, and in the days of thy fathers light and understanding and wisdom, like the wisdom of the gods, which was found in him, whom the king Nebuchadnezzar, your father, the king, I say, thy father made masters of the magicians, astrologers, Chaldeans, and smoothsayers. You feel me? We are the master of them. Like the astrologies, they worship the stars and they worship the planets and all that. They gave them names and all that, but they're worshiping our Creator's creation. So get out of here. So it says, for as much as an excellent spirit, it says, and knowledge and understanding, interpreting of dreams, and showing of hard sentence, and dissolving of doubts. It says, we found in the same Daniel. That's what they found in Daniel, and that's what I found. All praise Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I found through you brothers in Great Millstone. You feel me? I found excellent in spirit. I found knowledge, understanding, interpretations of the scriptures. You feel me? Showing hard sentence. This is hard to understand, because it's parables, it's riddles, it's dark. It's man. It's not. This is the average Joe can't break this down. You have to have the Spirit of the Lord upon you, dealing with you, in order to at least understand this. And to break it down, oh man. It says, then was Daniel brought in before the king, and the king spoke and said unto Daniel, art thou the Daniel which art of the children of the captivity of Judah, whom the king my father brought out of Jewry? You feel me? Yo, shout out to you Black, Latinos, Native Americans. We are the true Hebrew Israelites. This is exciting. We are under captivity, but it's temporary. Our job is to continue to, by faith, just put the works the best of your ability and just patiently wait on our Heavenly Father to come and destroy this demonic, weak queendom. It's weak. It's This is weak, man. The Lord is above this, man. He's going to destroy this. And all praise going to be a beautiful thing to see this crappy, weak, cowardly place be destroyed. Period. Can't wait, man. You feel me? So verse 14. It says, I have even heard of thee, that the spirit of the gods is in thee, and that light and understanding and excellent wisdom is found in thee. And now the wise men, the astrologers, have been brought in before me, and they should read this writing and make known it unto me the interpretation thereof. But they could not. But they could not show the interpretation of the thing, because the astrology, science, all this other bull crap, Muslim, you feel me? All this other crap, man, it ain't the truth. They can't break this truth down like the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and the men of GMS can. Period. You feel me? And all you other brothers out there, you feel me? You feel me? So boom. So let's see. Verse 16. It says, and I have heard of thee, that thou can make interpretations and dissolve doubts. Now if thou can read the writing and make known to me the interpretation thereof, thou shalt be clothed with scarlet and have the chain of gold about thy neck, and shalt be the third ruler of the kingdom. Then Daniel, verse 17, then Daniel answered and said before the king, let thy gifts be to thyself, and give thy rewards to another. Wow, that's humble, man. That's humble. He's like, man, nah, man, you can give that to someone else. Yet I will read. Oh man, that's his spirit. It's so humble. Like, man, keep all that, man. I already know what it's about. I already know what this is about. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you freely. You don't gotta give me anything. I'll give it to you freely, because the Lord gave me freely understanding. Now it cost the life of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, but he still gave it to us. He gave this understanding to us. So boom, it says, and Daniel, let me read that again. That was beautiful. Number 17. And Daniel answered and said before the king, let thy gifts be to thyself, and give thy rewards to another. Yet I will read the writings unto the king, and make known him the interpretations. O thou king, the most high God gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom and majesty and glory and honor. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, languages trembled and feared before him, whom Number 19. It says, and for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him, whom he slow, and whom he kept alive, and whom he set up, and whom he put down. But when his heart was lifted up, and his mind hardened in pride, he was deposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him. And he was driven from the Son of Man, and his heart was made like the beast, and his dwellings was with the wild asses.